Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Daily News, broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Carisma. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. For more information and log on to our website www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. Let's continue with the news. Almost 1 century ago, researcher Manuel Gamio began exploring an area underneath Pedregal de San Angel, a residential area located in Mexico City's south end. What he found was the remains of Copilco, a pre-Columbian town that was buried in lava from a nearby volcano, which erupted more than 2,000 of years ago, much in the same fate of the ancient Pompeii in 79 before Christ. Today, archaeologists from the National Institute of Anthropology and History of Mexico are continuing where Gamio left off. Their findings could be described as something out of a time capsule. According to José Sánchez Aranís and Emma Marmolejo, archaeologists and coordinators of the Direction of Public Registry of Monuments in Archaeological and Historical Areas, Copilco is one of the most representative archaeological sites of the Valley of Mexico. In 1917, Manuel Gamio made 4 tunnels under the residential area. Beneath the ground, he found the remains of adults and children placed into cylindrical graves, also known as conic frustrum-shaped. House foundation, remains of clay figures, metates, milling stones, obsidian knives, and other everyday objects. After years of being unable to explore the site, the new team of researchers has resumed investigation in 2 of the 4 tunnels. They have identified 2 layers of ashes, one 4 or 5 centimeters thick, with the other measuring 20 or 30 centimeters thick. Both layers are attributed to the eruption of the Xitle volcano, which has calculated to have taken place sometime between years 607 and 630 before Christ. Researchers have found that Copilco was a complex town that lay on a strategic point near of the rivers, lakes, and surrounded by many natural resources that ensured the town's prosperity for many years. In one of the layers, the team found clues that confirmed human activity, which means that people used to live in the area until the unexpected eruption of Xitle. The researchers also found remains of ancient Mexica offerings and tombs with cavities left into the lava, which seem to have been left as a tribute to Huehueteotl, the Aztec god of fire. Almost 2,000 years ago, one of the most advanced civilizations of the human history disappeared without a reason. Now, researchers believe that the underwater lagoon of Blue Hole in Belize can tell us the story behind this ancient mystery. So many theories have emerged along the years. Some say that it was a mass suicide, a disease, or even an intensive famine. But the truth is getting closer and turning clearer. A new study led by Rice University specialists has shown that sudden climate change may have been the responsible suspect for this massive disappearance of people. But how was this conclusion drawn up, you may wonder? Thanks to a sample of sand. Earth scientist André Droxler explained that during storms or wetter periods, excess water runs off from rivers and streams, overtops the retaining walls, and is deposited in the thin layer at the top of the lagoon. From there, all the sediments from these streams settle to the bottom of the lagoon, piling on top of each other and leaving the chronological record of the historical climate. Using this sediment as a time machine, researchers can observe the climate change for thousands of years. This, along with the 2012 study of a 2,000-year-old stalagmite confirming that the Maya civilization went through a severe reduction of rainfall, almost 100 years without rain, which was the responsible act of God for 2 long periods of drought and famine. The first one was set between the year 800 before Christ and the year 1000 before Christ, causing the Mayas to move north, establishing the city of Chichen Itza in the Yucatan Peninsula. But unfortunately, the second period struck again between 1000 before Christ and 1100 before Christ. However, according to archaeologists, this time coincided with the fall of the new city. The theory of the climate change isn't new, but it is the most solid until now. Research into the blue hole will continue, and maybe soon we could have an official explanation to the disappearance of this ancient civilization. Scientists may be capable of demonstrating the existence of a parallel universe thanks to the Large Hadron Collider. So far, this has been impossible to prove empirically. Let us remember that the Large Hadron Collider is a machine run by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, located 175 meters below the surface under the French-Swiss border. Its main purpose is to accelerate protons until they reach 99.9% the speed of light and then make them collide. The purpose of this is to study the conditions under which the universe was able to emerge, according to the Big Bang theory. The Large Hadron Collider has led to proof of the existence of particles which had only been predicted in theory, but never in practice. Such is the case of the Higgs boson. The importance of this particle lies in its capacity to provide other particles with mass, hence generating matter. Because of this, members of the press have taken to calling it the God particle. In July 4, 2012, a particle was discovered which gathered the feature described in the Standard Model, which described the elusive boson. Now, scientists worldwide are focusing on detecting mini black holes, which, should they indeed be found by the Large Hadron Collider, could prove the existence, so far only theoretical, of extra dimension and parallel universes. This would also lend support to so-called string theory, which posits that the entire universe is made up of strands of energy known as strings, which generate subatomic particles when they vibrate. Why hasn't a mini black hole been discovered yet? This is mainly due to the fact that, according to the new gravity's rainbow theory, the energy needed to generate black holes is between 9 electron volts in 6 dimensions and 11 electron volts in 10 dimensions. Currently, the Large Hadron Collider can only generate 5.3 electron volts. Because of this, the Telegraph reports that CERN will be gearing up and updating so that it may be generate 2 times more energy. If theory stands, the update could achieve the needed energy for detection of black holes. In 1994, the sarcophagus of the Red Queen was discovered when the young archaeologist Fanny Lopez Jimenez came across this great piece during an excavation of the Temple 13 in the archaeological site Palenque in the state of Chiapas. The tomb was accompanied by 2 skeletons, one presumably belonging to a young person and another one of a woman, who were in fact, according to investigations, sacrificed to accompany the queen during her last journey. The mystery today continues. Some time ago, we had heard of the legend of the Red Queen of Palenque, but we waited to further investigate about it and wait for official reports from the National Institute of Anthropology and History to know more about this peculiar character of Chiapas. In fact, everything revolving around the Red Queen is extremely interesting. In June 2012, a collagen sample was taken from one of her vertebrae, which astonished specialists for being extremely well preserved. To be honest, the DNA of the Red Queen is practically intact, which is why specialists are now more eager to discover with great precision the time it was originally buried. In fact, we are still uncertain who she was, whether she was the wife of the Pacal II or if she was a governor figure of this ancestral Maya city. Record shows that she passed away over 1,300 years ago. What strikes us the most about the Red Queen is the great conservation of its biological material, as well as the redness featured all over its skeleton, which, according to a statement, was the color produced after covering the bones with mercury sulfate, better known today as the cinnabar. This is why this discovery acquired such peculiar pseudonym, Red Queen. The tomb of the Red Queen and the Pacal II are the largest and best elaborated, which have been dug up to date in that ancient Maya city of Palenque. Archaeologically speaking, due to the similarities found in pottery found in both, they date back to the years 600 and 700 before Christ. The real identity behind the Red Queen is still a great mystery to researchers, but after 18 years of being subject to uninterrupted studies in Mexico City, on June 15, 2012, the bones of the Red Queen and her companions were transferred to a high-security warehouse in the archaeological site of Palenque. Well, this was all for today. Thanks for watching us, broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma. I am your host, Sofia Rattinger, and do not forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to our website, www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, for more information on Mexico and the world. We'll see you the next time.